Hi, everybody. My name is Jim Du Bois. I'm here to talk to you today about business planning, about visioning, and kind of how do you set up the structures or the schema for students to learn how to set up and run a business. So, this is kind of the beginning phase of one of the competencies that would be in a job book for a business pathway. So, again, my name is Jim Du Bois. I'm a retired superintendent. I'm working as a consultant in various capacities and teaching some classes. So let's get into business planning and what really is kind of the structure that we want to build the learning around for the students. So the many competencies you would have in a business pathway, we want to dig into business planning. So for me, there's just really three big objectives I want to get through for this video. One, business planning, understanding visioning as part of that. There's some competencies related to that that we'll cover. And then the second one would be understanding the Lean Canvas, which is an innovation tool that is for entrepreneurship and for business planning processes for innovation and improvement along the way. And then also just how do you get more information about business competencies and getting started. This is specifically for people that aren't teaching business yet. Maybe you've had some experiences, but we want to connect you and build your schema as well so you can pass this kind of information on to the students. All right, so in the beginning, I always like to go to certain places for wisdom, and I'm going to grab some wisdom from the Bible and specifically from Proverbs 29, verse 18, where it says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he." So, where there is no vision, people perish. So, any organization, anything you do in life, whether it's teaching a young person how to lead themselves or lead their family or lead their group or organization or be a leader at church, you have to build an understanding of the process of setting vision and getting to that kind of future vision. So there's some things to think about. I know if you tie this kind of concept into Stephen Covey's 7 Habits, you kind of begin with the end in mind. Where do you start? Where are you at? And then where do you want to go? So another kind of connection that kind of goes with business planning is really your personal business and your personal finance, but Financial Peace University and kind of the curriculum there you want to look at. It's about planning for the future, about how do you take where you're at now and build for the future. So simply put, what we're doing in business planning and in planning in life is looking at what's the vision for our future, this bright future with hope and opportunity that sits out there that we're not there yet, but that's where we want to go. How do we get there? But you have to understand where you're at now. So digging in and understanding where you're at and then building kind of this stair step or climb that mountain to get to a point where you can achieve your vision for this kind of hopeful future. So that stair step to that future state is really what we're talking about with business planning. As good as you are, you have to find out where you're at and how to get better. Or if you're going to start a new business, like what's out there now, we need to understand the business climate and our problem, and how do we take folks to there. So to do that, we want to look at different processes, how to look at business. We don't want to waste time. There's some business models and business planning tools out there that are extremely long and complicated and needs very high level of understanding of business processes. But there's a key term I want everybody to know about, and that's called lean. So there's lean manufacturing. In lean manufacturing, one of the key goals there is to eliminate waste, to speed up time, or to improve the time constraints. So it's either short amount of time to do the work, or overall you have a shorter amount of time. Something might be longer, but you save steps later. So overall you save time, money, and energy, and you improve profits in a business setting. So being a lean canvas, instead of having a long 15, 20 page business plan, before we get started or to improve our business plan, we're looking at putting it all on one page. So I'm going to share with you a lean business canvas, specifically a lean canvas for startup that looks something like this. I'll be talking off of this, and specifically there's another document you will have that kind of comes from this RISE curriculum I'm teaching for high school students right now, but it's the innovation and entrepreneurship process. There's different steps and phases that you go through to fill out this form. One page, put your business plans on one page. So if you're working with students in a student-led enterprise, what you want to do is figure out, how do I fill this one-page business planning tool out for that business? And to do that, it's a great idea is to start out and look at other businesses and try to understand those businesses, like Facebook, some businesses that kids interact with and are involved in, TikTok, and understand those businesses so they can understand how those generate revenue and make a profit for the business. So if you haven't, and you want to take time to make sure you have these two documents, pause the video, look at these documents. This is the entrepreneurship process, and this is the lean canvas that we'll be using. It's a lean startup business canvas. One of the key differences is over here, it starts with problem and then customer, and some of the other business one-page business planning tools don't start that way. It's more for a mature business, but we want to analyze all businesses start as startups at some point, typically, or as an innovation spin-off of another company. So we want to look at that. So please hit pause, find those documents, look into those documents, and start thinking about how you would fill that out for some businesses that you might know, your favorite hamburger joint or favorite food vendor, or one of the common Facebooks or Uber or some of those businesses. There's great videos on the internet, so if you don't mind digging into YouTube, finding some of those videos, make sure it's lean canvas and they're using that kind of startup model. They'll fill it out for you in like 3 or 4 minutes and help you understand how to use that tool. That tool becomes very important, and I want you as instructors to understand how to get started with that tool. So hit pause and come back.